There is a kind of giving up that is very obvious. You stop studying. You stop trying. You stop caring. People look at you and can see that you are lost. But there is another kind of giving up that is quiet, polite, socially acceptable. You go to work. You answer messages. You smile in photos. But inside, you have already decided that some parts of your life will never change. Your English, your confidence, your health, your dreams. You did not stop living. You just stopped believing in yourself. Before we go deeper, if you like content that helps you grow in your English and at the same time helps you think about your habits, your mindset, and your life, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. It is a simple action, but it supports this project and helps this kind of message reach more people who might need this reminder. Today's topic is: do not give up on yourself. Fix your life before it is too late. That sounds intense, but sometimes a little intensity is exactly what we need. Because life does not always send a clear alarm. Sometimes the signs that we are losing ourselves are very subtle. Let us start with a sentence many people never say out loud, but feel inside. I disappointed myself. Not your parents, not your boss, not your friends, yourself. Maybe you had plans for your 20s, or your 30s, or your 40s. You imagined you would speak English freely, travel more, feel more confident, take better care of your body, have more control over your time, your money, your emotions. And now you look around and think, this is not what I imagined. You still have responsibilities. You still have good things. You are not a disaster. But deep down, you know you accepted a version of life that is smaller than what you wanted. And perhaps the most dangerous part is this: you are starting to get used to it. You are starting to think, this is just how it is. This is just who I am. This is my life. That moment is very dangerous. Not because you are weak, not because you are broken, but because you are close to giving up on yourself quietly. Let us be honest. It is easy to lose yourself inside routines. Work, bills, messages, chores, scrolling, answering other people's needs. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And somewhere in the middle of all this, the part of you that wants more, that believes you can change, gets weaker and quieter. You start saying things like, I do not have time. I am too tired. Maybe I am too old. Maybe it is not for me. You are not lazy. You are not stupid. You are just slowly lowering your expectations about your own life. And here is something hard to hear. If you keep lowering your expectations about yourself, life will follow. Your English, your relationships, your health, your opportunities will slowly adjust to that lower standard. Not because the universe is against you, but because you stop showing up for yourself. Now, before you start attacking yourself with guilt, see, I knew it. I wasted my life. I want you to breathe. You are not the only one who feels this, and you are not late if today you decide to wake up. The important thing is not what you did until now. The important thing is what you decide from now on. Let us look at how giving up on yourself usually happens. It rarely happens in one day. It is not one single decision. It is a process. You have a desire. I want to speak English. I want to be healthier. I want to change my work. I want to feel proud of myself. You take a few steps. You watch lessons. You go to the gym. You study. You try something new. Then you face resistance. You feel tired. You make mistakes. You feel judged. You get confused. You expect fast results. You do not see them. And a voice appears. Look, it is not working. You see. You cannot do this. You always quit. You are not like other people. This voice does not just criticize your actions. It attacks your identity. You are the problem. Over time, to protect yourself from feeling like a failure, you stop trying. Because if you do not try, you cannot fail. But here is the trap. By not trying, you fail in advance. You do not feel big, dramatic failure. You feel a quiet, daily, constant disappointment. A feeling of, I could be more than this. And that, over years, hurts. Now let us bring this directly to your English. How many times did you secretly decide that English is not for you? That you are too shy, too old, too busy, too slow, and that other people have something you do not have? How many times did you promise to yourself, this time I will be consistent? And then, after a few days, you stopped. Each time that happens, if you are not careful, you do not only lose study time, you lose self-respect. And when you lose self-respect, it becomes very easy to give up. Not only on English, on other dreams too. So, how do you fix your life before it feels too late? First, we have to redefine what too late means. It is too late when you are dead. Until then, there is some space. Maybe not to do everything you wanted, but certainly to do more than you are doing now. What you cannot do is pretend you have infinite time. You do not. Your life is not a rehearsal. This is the main performance. If you continue postponing everything that matters, the price will be high. In your English, in your body, in your mind, in your relationships. So let us talk about some shifts that you can start today. First shift. Move from wishes to decisions. I wish I spoke English. I wish I was healthier. I wish I was more confident. Wishes are comfortable. They do not require responsibility. A decision sounds different. I will become someone who uses English every week. I will treat my body with respect. I will not talk to myself like an enemy anymore. A real decision is uncomfortable because it demands action, not just emotion. When you decide something, you are not just asking life for a favor. You are telling yourself, I am willing to pay the price. Time, effort, discomfort, repetition. Second shift. Stop trying to fix your whole life in one move. Many people give up because they want a total transformation in 1 month. They want to go from, I never speak English to, I am super fluent, confident, perfect. From I am unorganized to, I am a productivity machine. That is not realistic. The pressure becomes so big that you quit. Instead, you can think like this. What is one area where I am most tired of my own excuses? Maybe it is English. Maybe it is your body. Maybe it is your time. Choose one. Then ask, what would it look like to be 10% better in this area in the next 3 months? Not a new life. 10%. For example, in English. 10% better could be speaking once a week, writing a little every day, watching something in English and not giving up when you do not understand everything. If you get 10% better in 4 areas of your life, every few months, your life in 2 years will be unrecognizable. You do not need a revolution. You need honest, consistent upgrades. Third shift. Lower the drama. Raise the standard. Some people live in a constant emotional soap opera about their problems. I am terrible. I am a disaster. I ruined everything. It is too late. A lot of emotion, little action. Instead, you can lower the drama and raise the standard. Lower the drama sounds like, I am not where I want to be. That is true. But I am not trash. I am a human who made choices, who can make new choices. Raise the standard sounds like, I do not speak to myself like that anymore. I do not skip all my commitments anymore. I do not accept zero English for 7 days in a row. You do not need to scream at yourself. You need to quietly decide what is no longer acceptable. Fourth shift. Treat your future self like someone you love. Imagine you 5 years from now. Older. Exactly the same. Or different. That depends in great part on what you do today. When you skip everything that matters for you, you are not just relaxing. You are sending a problem to your future self. Poor health, poor English, poor confidence. You are saying, future me will deal with this. But future you is you. Would you like to receive the life that you are building now? If the answer is no, good. Use that as motivation. Because every small action you take for your English, for your body, for your mind, for your money, is a gift to that future you. You are not just fixing today. You are sending help to tomorrow. Fifth shift. Stop negotiating everything with your mood. If you only study English when you feel motivated, if you only exercise when you feel inspired, if you only act when it is easy, your life will be controlled by your feelings, not by your values. Feelings are important, but they are not stable. Some days you will feel tired, sad, unmotivated, scared. If on those days you always say, today no, your progress will be very slow. A different approach is this. You respect your feelings, but you still ask, what is the minimum I can do today for my future, even in this mood? Maybe you do not study for 1 hour, but you do 10 minutes. Maybe you do not speak with everyone, but you send one audio. This is how you build self-respect. By showing up even when you are not in the perfect mood. Sixth shift. Forgive yourself for the past and then stop using it as an excuse. Yes, you made mistakes. Yes, you wasted time. Yes, you gave up many times. You can acknowledge that. You can even feel sad about that. But if you keep repeating, I always quit, I always fail, I ruined my life, you are taking old pain and using it as a reason to stay exactly where you are. You can say, I do not like how I acted before, but today I am starting again with a different posture. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from experience. Seventh shift. Reconnect your English with your life. Maybe, in your mind, English is just another obligation, something you should do. That is boring. No wonder you lose motivation. You need to remember why this matters. English is not only about grammar, videos, and textbooks. It is about talking to people from other countries, having better opportunities at work, traveling with more freedom, understanding content that inspires you, feeling proud of yourself because you did something difficult. When you see English as a tool for a bigger life, it is easier to show up for it. Because you are not just studying. You are building a version of you that has more options. Now let us make this very practical. If you feel that you have been giving up on yourself, slowly, you do not need a gigantic plan. You need one clear signal to yourself. A visible action that says, I am taking back responsibility for my life. This signal can be very simple. For example, you choose a time every day when you do something for your future. 15 minutes for English, 10 minutes for your body, 10 minutes to organize your money, 10 minutes to think and write about your life. You put it on your calendar, not as a dream, as an appointment with yourself, and then you show up, even when nobody is watching, because that is the point. You are not doing this to impress other people, but to rebuild your relationship with you. You can also create a small sentence that you repeat to yourself on difficult days. Something like, I am not giving up on myself. I do not break promises to me. I am fixing my life one small action at a time. It will not magically change everything, but it will remind you of who you are choosing to be. Before we close, there is something important. When I say fix your life before it is too late, I am not saying that you are broken or that your life has no value now. I am saying this. There are people you have not met yet, experiences you have not had yet, versions of yourself you have not discovered yet. If you give up on yourself now, you will never meet them. You will only know the version of you that was afraid. But if you decide to stand up a little more each day, to speak a little more, to study a little more, to take care a little more, one day you will look back and realize that the moment you thought was too late was actually the moment you started to truly live. When this audio ends, do not just think, that was inspiring, and then go back to exactly the same patterns. Take 3 minutes to choose one area that hurts the most right now. Maybe it is your English. Maybe it is your body. Maybe it is your time on your phone. Maybe it is your courage. Write down one simple action you will do today or tomorrow at the latest to move one step in a better direction. Not next month, not next year, now. Your life does not change because you listen to audios. Your life changes when you decide that you are no longer an observer of your story, but the person who writes it. Do not give up on yourself. Not now. Not here. You have already spent enough time living below your potential. Fix your life, slowly, imperfectly, honestly, before the pain of staying the same becomes bigger than the effort of changing. You are still on time to become someone you can respect, someone you can trust, someone you are proud to be. Step by step, starting today.